Nintendo has a long and, dare I say it, zany history with E3. In fact, the Big N has brought us some of the most exciting E3 reveals of all time. Some of the most innovative show floor experiences. And of course, whatever the hell this was. So it should come as no surprise that we were more than a little disappointed when E3 was canceled in 2020 thanks to COVID-19. We knew that meant that Shiggy and the gang wouldn't be pulling out all the stops again this year. We've received a metric ton of news coming out of Nintendo in the last 4 months, and with the year winding down, we thought we'd take a look back at what Nintendo could have brought us in an E3 Direct. Let's get started. Yahoo! Nintendo has always loved a surprise announcement, and Paper Mario the Origami King's reveal was the first peek behind the E3 curtain. Coming 2 months after E3's cancellation, this reveal was the first look at how Nintendo's 2020 strategy would take shape. Rather than a deluge of news in the middle of June, 2020 would bring us a slow but steady flow of trailers, release dates, and surprises, starting with the return of the venerable Paper Mario franchise. Featuring a new cast of friends and foes, an overhauled battle system, and more hidden toads than you can shake a stick at, Paper Mario the Origami King arrived shortly after its announced in July and earned a 7 from IGN. Yahoo! Pika Pika! Pokémon Presents brought us a whole slew of info and games, but the clear winner was the triumphant return of Pokémon Snap. 20 years after the original game's release, new Pokémon Snap promises new biomes to traverse, new Pokémon to snap, and is currently listed as coming soon. Fingers crossed for a 2020 release. The very next day, mega publisher Electronic Arts announced that 7 of their titles would drop on the Switch. So far, Apex Legends, FIFA, and Burnout Paradise are the only titles confirmed. We'd gladly pony up for a Dead Space or Mass Effect collection if anyone at EA is listening. Min. Remember ARMS? Of course you do. So does Masahiro Sakurai, and that's why he included beloved ARMS character Min in Smash's Fighter Pass Volume 2. This stretchy grappler was added to the game a few days after the announcement, which also included new stages, new Mii Fighter costumes, and new amiibo. All in all, a great little update for Challenger Pack 6. Nintendo wrapped out E3 month by dropping some nice summer-themed Animal Crossing news. Namely that New Horizons Summer Update Wave 1 would add ocean swimming, new characters, new items to find and donate, new DIY recipes, and more when it launched on July 3rd. Hanging out with Pascal is well and good, but the trailer teased a second update for early August. More on that in a bit. 2020 continued to be a weird year for the Nintendo Switch Online service as we got new classic titles for NES and SNES on Switch. July brought seminal rare platformer Donkey Kong Country and cult favorite Natsume Championship Wrestling for SNES. And for fans of a true deep cut, late-era dungeon crawler The Immortal for NES. A couple of weird choices, but we'll take them. Shin Megami Tensei 5 was announced all the way back at the Switch reveal event in January 2017, and then promptly followed by 3 years of radio silence. So when a mini direct featuring the 5th installment dropped in July, SMT fans rejoiced. This was coupled with the surprise announcement of an HD remaster of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne arriving in late October. These two games are closely tied together, with Shin Megami Tensei 5 arriving in 2021. Remember that second Animal Crossing update that I mentioned earlier? Well, this is it. Nintendo closed out July with the Summer Wave 2 update for New Horizons. Technically, the big move here was the island backup and restoration service that would save users' islands periodically. Finally! It brought over the Dream feature introduced in New Leaf that would allow you to visit other people's islands without permanent consequence. Also, fireworks, baby! Up next for Animal Crossing is a spooky Halloween update that will absolutely, hands down, be everyone's favorite. The library of Wii U exclusives continued to dwindle as Pikmin 3 Deluxe was announced for Switch. New story missions, all the DLC from the original, and new co-op modes might make this the best version of the best Pikmin. We'll find out in October. Mid-August saw another Nintendo Indie World showcase that brought us a bunch of awesome-looking indie games coming to Switch. Games included Hades, Hypnospace Outlaw, Spiritfarer, Garden Story, Subnautica, and Subnautica Below Zero, Takeshi and Hiroshi, Raji and Ancient Epic, Baron Breakfast, A Short Hike, Card Shark, Torchlight, Manifold Garden, Evergate, Untitled Goose Game's 2-player mode, Going Under, The Red Lantern, Unrailed, Struggling, Inmost, She Dreams Elsewhere, Grindstone, and Goner 2. Whew, that's a lot of indie games. Moving on. Nintendo wrapped up August with a nice little partner direct. Here, they announced Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, Collection of Saga Final Fantasy Legend, and Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory, a rhythm-based side story coming in November. Still no word on that Kingdom Hearts collection though, huh? Bummer. Yahoo! This is it. This is the one. After months of speculation and rumors about a 3D Mario collection and nearly a year-long drought of traditional Nintendo Directs, Nintendo surprised announced a shitload of Mario news in a very special 35th anniversary Direct. We got a look at a brand new Super Mario Bros. Themed Game & Watch, a port of the truly underrated Wii U classic Super Mario 3D World with a brand new expansion called Bowser's Fury, thank you very much, a new spin on Mario Kart with Mario Kart Live Home Circuit in which you control actual Mario Karts driving on actual courses through your actual house. Neat! Super Mario Bros. 35, which is a Mario Battle Royale a la Tetris 99 that I'll probably never play because I'm terrible at the original Mario. Anyway, the original Super Mario Bros. All-Stars landing on Nintendo Switch Online. That's Super Mario Bros., Mario 2, Mario 3, and the Lost Levels. No one has ever beaten that last one. Look it up, it's true. Tons of Mario-themed events in games like Super Mario Maker 2, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart Tour, and Animal Crossing, plus a whole host of merch like pins, board games, and apparel. And of course, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, a mega collection of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy, and their respective soundtracks, in one convenient package. And better yet, the news that this long-awaited collection would drop on September 18th. All of this in celebration of the 35th anniversary of Mario. 2020, a bad year for most things, but an awesome year to be a Mario fan. And finally, a surprise sequel to the cult hit Hyrule Warriors was announced. This Musou-flavored take on Breath of the Wild is being developed by Koei Tecmo in close collaboration with Nintendo and tells a story set 100 years before the events of Breath of the Wild. You'll play as Link, Zelda, all 4 champions, the King of Hyrule, and probably many more as you smash through hordes of Bokoblins and Lynels. But if you've played Breath of the Wild and know how that game starts, maybe be prepared to sob your way through the end of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity when it arrives on November 20th. So while we're still lamenting the lack of a traditional E3 Nintendo Direct, we've seen so much news from Nintendo in the last few months that it's hard to imagine that all these big announcements weren't once part of a bigger whole. Hopefully next year, things will be more normal and Nintendo fans can count down the days until a big June reveal. Breath of the Wild 2, I'm looking at you. But until then, we'll be playing Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and Pikmin 3, and a bunch of indies, and Hyrule Warriors. You know what? I guess it's still a pretty good year to be a Nintendo fan. What announcements got you the most hype this year? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to check out the review for Super Mario 3D All-Stars and the latest episode of Nintendo Voice Chat. For everything else, stick with IGN. Yahoo!